tonight's session. It doesn't really, we know that some people have come a great distance, so it doesn't really, no matter what your traditional faith or whatever you believe, or even if you're just curious about coming tonight, you're all very welcome to come to this place and listen to Geshe Doga. First off, I would like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land we're on, which are the Warrnambool people of the Greater Eastern Mar Nation, and pay our respects to their elders past, present and emerging. Also, thank you to Geshe Doga students from Melbourne for bringing our precious teacher down to Warrnambool safely, and for being mentors to us as a small group, and it's very much appreciated over the years. We also have visitors from the Golkar Centre in Geelong. Welcome, and all others who have come tonight. Thank you very much for attending. Geshe Doga, thank you so much for coming back to Warrnambool at our request to give this very precious teaching. And I'd just like to report on behalf of the group that we conducted a very successful Green Tara retreat with Ross, which was very good. And we meet on a weekly basis, and what we do is the practice that we gave us around Tong Len. We do every week we practice giving and taking, and we do that to the very best of our ability under your guidance. Yeah. So any merit that we may have accumulated from doing that practice, we'd like to offer that back to you. So we continue to meet weekly, and be assured we'll continue to meet weekly and do our practice to the best of our ability. So once again, thank you everyone for attending, and please stay after the teaching. We have a lot of soup and bread to eat as well. So thank you very much.
그래서 그다음에 조만게 3대 야구시나 정선사 아니 된다 딱바르시 데 동랭 거미하고 예스 그래서 디 뭐만게 나
동랭 뒤쳐서 나는 좀
거기에서
다 동랭 뒤가면 될수
동랭 나 그래서 가서디 이 윤제 명화도 직접 윤제 명화도 최소도 나 Yeah, you mentioned about your weekly meditation on Tonglen. Geshe Doga said he was thinking of giving a little bit of explanation on this Tonglen, but given the topic for this this visit is on bodhicitta, on generating bodhicitta. So we'll see. Yeah. Geshe Doga highly admired for the group that you every week you meet here to do the practice and especially on the meditation on this Tonglen, which is a meditation of giving and taking, which is really essentially about cultivating good heart, cultivating a loving kindness. So it's this is some things that which everyone need to because more we have that, there will be not only for benefit for ourselves, but for all other people as well.
Yeah, 내가 가장 세제 강화하다 대한대 누만 문제 받지래신다. 이렇게 문제 누만 실래. 내가 되네. 얼 야들어 야티 파통하데. 그래서 옆에를 이제 쌌된 이제 몇 쌌된 렘바도 거요. 정말 몇 쌌된 통화도 거요. 그때 야고 잘하러 먼저 가 대한테 누가 되고요 말이야. 이제 문제 이제 sensitive 영화 소설 찍질래. 소설같이 대수사도 야도지 마 sensitive 마 동네 봐. 대처 소설은 된지 여기 와서. 아마 돌려지 지금 렘바치 뭐를 내 나시시 뭐가 늘려야 지금 늘려야 되는데 이게 나보다 만날 파 로킨도 나서 이제 다 대처를 제가 되고 하는 거. 나보다 이제 나를 파트니 우리 안에서
this tongling or the giving and taking meditations, so which is a very powerful meditations to even although this meditation is done on a visualization or a mental level, but what in these meditations, what you are trying to do is you're trying to generate from your heart to give what all other sentient beings want, that is a joy and happiness. And so you are imagining, you're giving, that is giving all the joy and happiness that every sentient being want. And this is the giving reflect the cultivation of love or loving kindness, which by definition it means a wish, a pure wish to give, like a happiness, to bring about happiness to others, and then the giving and then taking, whereby so you are taking upon yourself, mentally taking upon yourself the sufferings and the pain which which all the other sentient beings, which all the other beings do not want, and so which you are taking upon yourself. So this kind of taking reflect the cultivation of compassions, compassions to for all other sentient beings, so which is by definition, which means a genuine wish to free all other beings from sufferings. So it's also we should, when we engage in this meditation, so especially when you are taking, so we in these techniques whereby you are taking upon all the pains and the suffering of all the other sentient beings, like mentally you imagining all this suffering and pain in the form of we say like a dark light, black light or black smoke, whatever. So you're taking upon and then you're dissolving into yourself. So it's important to note here that when you dissolve into yourself, don't think of as if you are keeping it somewhere, because this sometimes can cause so can cause tension. But rather, when you bring it here, then you strike that light, the black light comes, which you dissolve into you. It strikes your self-cherishing mind, like the self-centered mind, and then it kind of leaves, with the self-cherish, this cause the self-cherishing to completely leave from yourself. So it's by when you're taking this, you're not like you are keeping something, somewhere at your heart, but rather it disappears with this self-cherishing mind. Yeah. So it's wonderful that the group is doing this meditation, and yes, would be good if you continually do this meditation.
Should we do some refuge prayer and the prayer before the teaching in and out of mandala?
Yeah, jamdo kyogins, jamdo semje. Yep.
On page 6 of the prayer book, if people have it available. On the bottom of page 6 is the refuge and bodhicitta before the teaching by 3 times in set.
Chodan soye chonam la, janjo bando dane jazu shi, dage jinso gibe sonam ki, jola benje sange druba sho. Jodan soye jodan la, janjo bando dane jazu shi, dage jinso gibe sonam ki, jola benje sange druba sho. Jola zoje jonam la, janjo bando dane jazo she, dage jinso gibe sonam ki, jola benje sange druba sho.
Ruth Mandala, page 5. Mandala, page 6.
We'll start with a bit of meditation together. So if you can, then when we engage in meditation practice, we should adopt the sitting postures of the one of the Buddha called the Vairocana Buddhas, which are possessing, which has 7 features. So maybe some of you already heard about these 7 features in the past, so we won't go through that. But what's important thing is that when you meditate, we have to make sure that we are body, whatever the sitting posture we choose, but we feel comfortable, and most importantly, we body is completely relaxed. So just to name those 7 features, so the 2 legs are usually when you meditate, the recommended is the cross-legged Vajra posture, or the lotus posture, but it is not really necessary for everyone to adopt that postures. So it's only if you can and if you feel it is convenient for you. But otherwise, it is said that the best posture is the one that is most convenient for yourself. And the 2 hands, so you have the right on top of the left, and with the tip of the thumb, like touching together, and should be placed just about like either a 4 finger, what's it called? Finger span, width below the navel, and then the tip of this thumb should be against or towards the navel, and so this is because the navel is considered as the base of your the inner heat, and so therefore there is some benefit of having this choosing this hand posture has certain benefit of igniting that inner heat and also causing to generate the loving kindness. And then the back of the body as much as possible, straight, keeping straight. So having the bodies straight, then all the channels, the psychic channel also become straight, and then and as a result, so this will allow the good the flow flow of the the wind, the psychic wind, and so therefore it is which in turn is said that it is beneficial for the effectiveness of the concentration. And the head should not be completely lifted up or no completely bent down. So just a little bit bend forward. So as the two eyes should not be too widely opened, because this can then easily cause the mental agitation or distraction to arise. No completely shut, completely closed, which can then easily brings the mental sinking. So that also that's position of the eyes. So the mouth. So it is said that all your lips and everything should be kept as you normally do, just in natural positions. And then however, it says our mouth should not be quite widely opened, because this can make you is very dry. No, if you completely close the mouth, then it can impede the breathing can cause and so therefore what it says is just keep the in a natural, or the lips in the natural position. And the tongue. No. So the lips and the teeth, all this should be kept as natural position, and then the tongue says that the tip of the tongue should be slightly touching towards the upper palate, and this is to really to prevent the dripping of and saliva, and especially if you are meditating for a long time, this can happen. But however, if as well as if it's not the also it also help one to prevent thirst as well. And the two arms, so which the saying that should not both the arm should not be touching to the other side of the body. So we should leave a bit of space between our arm and the side of the body for the wind to go, flow, and so this can also help.
차도 오늘 말아도 새님 오늘 로아들 진짜 진짜 만도 새도 강아 설로만 써야 된다. 저 저보다 강아지 좋아서 저 저보다는 내봐야 말이야. 저 저보다 내봐질 너는 내봐야 되는 만도 새도 강아야 지금 초죠. 싫어요. 아, 대리 자카바치 도네. 새다야 뭐다 놓네 봐. 내가 대행원에 거 자제다 롱 영어나 샤와자다 거다 새 놓네.
And now we need to pay our attention to our mind, and so which normally our mind is always is always the going after the like distractions, external distractions, always going after that, going wanderings everywhere, and so therefore, or our mind will be always under the influence of what we call as a mental afflictions, such as whether it's desires or anger, jealousies, pride, and so on. So therefore, what for these meditations, when we begin to sit in meditation practice, so we need to try to bring the mind, completely inside us. The 100%, we have to bring it inside, and we have to prevent all these thoughts, outgoing thoughts, and if the making sure that the mind is not under the influence, has no influence of any of mental afflictions, whether it's, like I said before, desire, the angers, pride, jealousies, and so on. So there's no such influence, but let the mind completely rest, inside within ourselves, and then what we need to do is then we need to direct the mind on the object of the meditations, whatever the object that you choose. But however, the object, the where our mind focus on, so that object is, we have to think that it is something recognize. We have to recognize within ourselves the meditation object, and then where, having brought the mind from outside, then we place the focus, place the mind on that object, internal objects. So as to the object of meditation practice, so it's you can depends on what meditation you are doing. So object, if for example, if we want to use this cup as an object of meditations, to where to focus our mind on that object, just on the cup, and then but we got to remember that the even though we here the object is of the cup, but when we meditate, the actual object where we have to focus our mind on is the mental image, of that cup in our mind. We have the image. So therefore, we say when we talk about meditations, that the meditation object, it is something internal. It's not that cup out there or on the table. And so this mental image of the cup in this case, so make sure that it is very, the image is very like a clear and lucid, but still, you could imagine that mentally imagine that it has a little bit of like a weight, not it's a transparent, but still it has a bit of light, a bit of weight, So this is the by thinking of this the image meditation object being something clear and lucid. This help us to overcome the what we call the mental sinking, or the like a sleepiness or a laxities. When we meditate, our mind going down. So if therefore that there's a benefit of thinking of that object as being something bright, something clear, has that a benefit to overcome this dullness. And then as well as object having bit of weight, mentally thinking that having bit of weight, so this can has the benefit of stopping our mind from from going after distractions, So therefore, that's the object. So if you are doing a breathing meditation, which is simple to keep our mental focus on inhaling and exhaling of the breath. Then first we need to make sure that the pace of the breathing in and out is right, which is that it is not our breathing is not inhaling and exhaling both are not too long, and so that has to be right. And as well as it should not be making too like a noise. When we breathe in or out, we could hear the noise itself. So it has to be very gentle, that where you breathe in and out, and also the length should be right. It should not be too long or too short. That is important. And so it is said that like each if you inhale and exhale, so that's counted as a one round of a breathing. And then it is said that if you could really keep the mind on this cycle around of the breathing of up to maybe 21 times, then you can definitely see that you can experience the peace, rest of your mind, and you can also see there's some sort of clarity arising in your mind if you could do that. And so now, however, we're talking about the pace of the breathing. So it is said that if you, when we are doing this tonglen, this meditation of this giving and taking, then where sometimes it is necessary we rather do breathe in and out quiet, forcefully, it's something it is required to do that. So, but however, we don't do that when we in this. When breathing, when you are doing a breathing meditation, it should not be such forceful. No.
생 대하다 생 수자 제가 생 수자 가르제 생 내용 언제가 될 때도 좋아 맞아 내가 맞다는 것도 녀연이래 맞아 새도 그거 오늘에 대한도 대한도 와 일단 근저 오도 먼저에 근저 오도 먼저 와제 대대가 다 컨디션 아주 거거든요. 손도도 제가 아주 제 소소 용의 리뷰야 돼. 새 근저 오도 소소 근저 사대를 내버려둬 일단 내가 매일 근저들은 아주 예반 통이야. 근저 눌러야 보면 근저로 말아 근저 시에를 근저 눌러야 보면 로 말아에 써서 나 팽도 생겨와. 다음에 나가 같이 그 팽도 생겨라. 예, 좀 가서 뭐가 다 로치하게 내가 나와 이제 팽도 있어. 근저 내가 근저 야보면 도 세는 근저 야보면 아 이제 로 야보면 그럼 와서 진짜로 그랬어요. 근데 정보 제가 아니. 아, 로치하지. 이제 근로도 잡았는데 다 정보라지. 이제 내사대까지 가는데 그 정보지. 정보를 잡으면 내사대 그 내봐서나 해봐춘 너희 대까지 가는 수 대딩은 민망하지. 그것도 로치지 저기 들어요. 그건 연연 되는 밑에 시험이야.
So with the when we meditate, so we rest the mind, within ourselves, and this is how when our mind rests within us, then we can actually experience some sense of peace and happiness. So it is wrong to think that if we keep the mind inside, we will lose, something. We will miss out something, if you keep the mind inside. So that's not the case. And so basically, so we all were always wanted to find happiness. Whether it's mentally on a mental or on the physical levels, and so therefore we need to think of how we can bring about this, and what we have to do if we already found our happiness, and then what we have to do to protect or sustain that our joy and happiness, and so of course, so this is all then involve us to understand the what on the other hand, what brings unhappiness, what brings disturbance in our life, and so therefore what brings is disturbance. What source of all our the disturbance and the discomfort is our this negative, like emotion, the mental negative emotion, or like afflictive emotion, such as for example, anger, which is very obvious, which we all know that it is very destructive. It is something we do not want. If you we simply know, we will know ourselves that. Let's say if we, due to certain circumstance, and if we, if we feel anger inside us, so at that moment, if we say, check ourselves whether how you feel with the anger, having anger inside ourselves, and if you, is anger is good for yourself or not, then. We all know that it is, of course, is not. You don't feel good, and you know that it is really, it is negative, it is destructive, it is bad for your not only for your mental your health, your mental health, and so in fact, like I was giving this kind of advice about overcoming such mental affliction such as anger, desire to some young people who were about 18, 19 years old, and then later on someone make a comment that yes, you are very true. This the anger is something very bad, and so they said that it, as you said, whenever I experience the anger, I said to myself, I become a bit more self-aware of that, and I say to myself, this is bad. It is destructive. It is something that shortcoming. It brings a lot of shortcoming. So simply being aware of that, when you arise that, if you simply conscious that of the shortcomings of the anger and the destructive of the anger, and these young people say this, even just that is they find it is very helpful to dealing or to overcoming that. But however, then they said, but it is not that easy to recognize first of all the shortcoming of the desire, like attachment, towards other, like opposite, sex, and then they say they find it very difficult to recognize the fault, the shortcomings. So listening to that, what they were saying is really coming out from their experience, and it is, I would say, it's very true that the recognizing or the shortcoming of desire is not that apparent to ourselves. So make sure that when we begin our sit in meditation practice, so we bring the mind fully within ourselves, and there's no there's no influence of any mental afflictions, and then we keep the mind, we direct the mind on the meditation object, or on the virtuous objects, and then this is what the meditation practice is really all about, like training our mind to stay on the right object, to the virtuous objects, and then we can say that if we try this practice, and then as we become habituated with this meditation training, and then in the habituated with the virtuous objects, which is to sit in virtuous object for a long time, then we can really, as a benefit of that, our meditation practice, we will achieve the peace and the happiness on the mental levels.
카데 리가 맹데 리가 리모도 되게 뭐는 이제 그렇게 쉬워지 지금도 알려면은 좋아 근데다나 아마도 생각해봐 아 오스트레일리아를 나도 저가 들려도는데 인간의 시대 저가 이거 정말 배우고 아 레디아도 나도 있지 누가 걸어 특히 벌써 수가 있잖아요 제가 사전에 표전에 예전에 내년에 내 강아 먼저 손 처음부터 하는 거야 말이야 아주 손도 현재 매일 내자시 시작해야 되네 내사 사저 예저 아다 출발해서 되는 맛에 내 처음부터 안 너무 먹을 때 이용을 좋아 손도 더 뭐야 아주 루안 된다 시야죠 아주 얘는 만나 생을 정보 쓰는 거죠 근데 뭐 생을 정보 쓰려다 아손 야도 왜 일단 손 전전 아주 내야도 만나 하고 싶은 거야 돼
So there are some of my students who practice the before going to work they each day they practice spend some time up to like a 5 minutes of meditation practice and they said that they found that very beneficial throughout the day and so because we wanted to always wanted to be whatever we do we want to be if we begin something with the right kind of like a right right state of mind, right thought, or in another word, if you have something good starting with whatever activity, then it has a good ending. So therefore it's important that like when we get up in the morning, usually we never think of disciplining or just checking our mind, and so that our mind could be all over the places. And then if that kind of state of mind, then if we start the day, then probably the whole day our mind will be always very distracted. Never be able to sit. So therefore, it's important. You find even if if you could do the practice to calming the mind, even for 1 minute, it will make a lot of bring a lot of beneficials for yourself, and so this is why, because the mind, our own mind is the main really the source of the peace and the happiness that we are always seeking, and whether of course. So if we talk of that, then in our life, the happiness on the mental level and on the physical levels, or the happiness of the mind or the happiness of the body. So you can if you talk about like that. So that's what we are seeking. So with the happiness of the body, so we are talking about our survivals or our what sort of our living conditions for for our life, and so this we have to understand that how lucky we are in compared to a lot of the people in a lot of other part of the world. So here in here in Australia, which even I myself also living in this country, so we are so extremely lucky that even how much supports that we received, like how even a lot of people who who do not have a job, then there's a lot of support from the government, and so, but at least we know that there is no shortage, there's no problem of real people suffering because they they are starving, or because there's not enough food or enough food to drink, or the problem of the shelters. So, and there's no real problem, for the survival of our life in here. So it's all very good conditions. So what this all shows is that when we consider all this, the suitable living conditions that we surround us, what this shows is that as far as our the condition for our happiness of our body goes, so these are all are there, and this is something we have to acknowledge that, and we have to feel ourselves very fortunate that we're living in such a good country. Also. So these wonderful conditions, that surrounding conditions that we have in our life. So these are we should never think that these are all arise without any causes and conditions. So we have to understand that there are causes and conditions, and so in fact in the according to the to Buddhism, and then perhaps even to the Hinduism, so they say that the karma, they talk about the karma as the cause of all these conditions. But then according to maybe some other religions like the Christianities, then they point their finger, the cause of this finger, to the Almighty God. These are all the creation or the gift of the God, and so now all this we have to think about this, the why this we learn, we find in this all these religious teachings that they talk about some explaining that about the causes and conditions of the things. So there are some reason there. If you think about that, we can also get some message from that if you reflect on those things, And for example, in the when the Christianity said that these are all from the gift or comes from the God, then naturally this help the devotee or the follower to feel the gratitude, the sense of the gratitude towards their life, towards the God, and then this naturally they feel it cause them to show their veneration, their respect, to the God.
대리신 가서 지지 근데 아픈 데와 제 심하나 가서 리텐데 전에 아픈 데와 다 제대로 가서 손도 이렇게 좀 싫어를 봐 맞아 가디나 좀 라면은 맞아 심마 매 리텐데 말아 이거 아 먼저 다시 생각하면 대단하 로라래요 맞아 되고 손 들도 와 되게 아픈 데와 롱이 세서 뭐서 라네 세를 롱이 세서 뭐 녀래서 그 뒤때가 된 거죠. 옆을 세라는 거. 견주 제하세. 옆으로 그 로데지 제죠. 가르 견주 제하세. 로데 거리 지지제제 옆을 세라래. 자자자 도마 걸로 뒤거는 옆에로 봐. 야나나 드나나 견주 거리 제하세. 세가래로 진짜 문제야. 진짜 무슨 문제야. 롱이 진짜 무슨 문제야. 괜찮네. 현재 견주기 제하세. 롱이 진짜 무슨 문제야. 편도 동년에서 라천비 로스 텐데레스 통제 깨지고 자래 거리 지지기 롱진도 문제가 아니 대지 라천벌에 된다 나이 시 말해 되니 당연히 대서 되는 라천벌이 뭐지 맞대서 그거야 잘해 통제 깨지고 자래 늘도야 깨져야 뭐 깨지고 자래 세대 제로 한 내용이야 아, 저기 봐 성도는 하고 알아야지 다. 예.
So on the other hand, when we understand that the good conditions that we have now, including this human life that we have found now, so these are all the result of our our past good karmas. So which in sense these are all the result of our own the virtues or the positive states of mind, and so when we understand this, then this will kind of think, when we reflect upon this, when we believe in this, that all these the good things are these, all the happiness and good things are the result of the good karma or the good state of mind. So when we reflect upon this, then this kind of give us they inspire us to then do more good things, and to cultivate a positive state of mind. This is why, because we all want such good conditions, such a good life, and then we got to also understand that even though we right now we have these good conditions, but we know that we can't have that forever, and but then if there is a option, there is a choice that whether you want to come back as the same kind of life that we have found now, and then we probably want to come back, and so therefore what we have to do to find such a good life again, then if we have a belief in this is a law of karma, or the belief in the cultivating or developing positive state of mind, then this if we as a cause for such all these things, then it gives us the good motivations. And as well as I, even though I'm not a Christian myself, but I strongly admire the Christians' teachings on how they are the Almighty God as a creation of the everythings, and then how through that by giving that teachings, and then the follower can then enable to develop a lot of good qualities. For example, if I strongly believe that if someone who strongly believe in that theory that everything is a creation of the Almighty God, then there is no room for your ego. There's no room for the self-cherishing mind. So, which is exactly what we are trying to cultivate. That exactly the same. So, has the same potential. Christianity also has the same potentials to develop the altruistic the mental attitudes. So let's either we consider this discussion as a meditation, or we will do the meditation tomorrow. So now I want everyone to think about how we all have this the sense of I inside us. There's an I, and then as a companion of this I, then we have a mind, our mind, and our bodies. So I said it's companions because our mind and the body always goes with ourself, goes with I. So this is a fact. They're almost their relationship is almost like our self and the mind is almost like unbreakable. So now we might, as we think on this, now we might want to ask these questions. Now, of these three, I, and then your body, and then the mind, who's the most important? Who should be the boss, if you like? So I think of the three, so the mind is the most important, important factor, important things. Because if we have the right state of mind, then that takes care of everything. That takes care of ourselves, and take care of our of course our mind and our bodies. So which we already just said before. when we talk about our as a I, I and what the I's wish and what I want is as a happiness, or then and this happiness can be with respect to the happiness of the mind and the body, right? And then of these two, let's say we have to focus more on the happiness of the mind, because with the happiness of the body we already have the sufficient good causes and conditions there, and then there's also, when we think of the happiness of the mind and body, then whether of the two, which one is more important for the I, for the self, then obviously the mind, happiness of the mind is most important, and so the when our mind is, no matter what, if our mind is unhappy, is very disturbed, then this I would then naturally would feel that unhappy, and then if you ask to this I why you are unhappy, then I will be pointing to this, because of this mind. You are pointing to the mind, and so therefore you can see here for the I, how important is our mental factor, how important is. So essentially, we have to recognize the what brings the unhappiness of the body, and what brings unhappiness of the mind, and then once we recognize that, and then if we apply some method, and whereby if we could stop that, where we can prevent these, overcome these two causes of the unhappiness of the mind and the body, then the outcome, then the result is that we have the happiness of the both mind and the body. No, listen, you got it.
주주간 탐만 먹은데 처음 먹은 두 대게를 넣어 주저 던지 더블 내가 되네 내 이거 주주래 근데 나 가셔야 돼 가지다 주와 주스 근데 다 되대 넣어 주주간 손한테 탐만 쇼고 태야자 대수 위에서 깔고 강셔란 주스 근데 요한테 저런 자 넣어주나 얘기는 자 네 따바 넣어주나 이거 가르쳐 넣어줘다 서서 로주 말아봐 제가 그렇게 좀 제가 로주 야번 무슨 되게 잔지가 되는 거야. 대판 손도 그러면 아주 따라오자 미치면라 뒤패야 돼. 패는데서 반만이 하나 나와. 그러나 완전 무슨 되도 완전 특제 건 무슨 넣고 그러나 특제 건 특제 저거 대해서는 너무 신세네. 그럼 에듀케이션 신세 대적 노기 신세 야보여는 내가 야보라고 빼자 야보라고 일단은 되게 또 강하면 돼요. 이게 나와 돼. 손 되지. 다 되게 되네. 색 대야 용하다. 알 세는 그거 아주 그래서 색 대야 뭐요? 갈 하면 세도 너무 어디 가서 땅자. 너도 너무 어디 또 자야 내가 색 대야 치 아프소. 되게 예다 너 너무 어디 로 되지 자세 자태 맞지 너 세도 놀 쓰냐 봐네. 그러게 게임에 봐야 제 되는지나 년은 년모 매들 세다라 건지체 갈래 세다지 갈래 세다 대하지 세사시다지 세다 대하지 오도와 갈래 지금 네 세 대하지 그때 잡아 때문에 야쁘지 뭐야래 저도 손도데 그냥 뭐시야 너도가 대년용아 대야 대년용이야 대년이야 소소 세송보서 세송보로 건지시 세송보서 세송보로 건지시 세야보죠 롤 패는데 되게 제가 패는데 롤 대야용도 이제나 대리가 진짜나 용어가 대야보래 생각 이거 세송보서 되게 좀 전화를 줘 패세 제가 패세지 제가 내가 마셔 내가 시간만 가까이 fondoda. Never see got handle. Never see what they sick. 자체미상 안도 세계 강가를 대한대 명함문에 받는 말이에요. 그만도 상도 거죠. 대한대 명함문에 론이 대한대 명함문에 말이야. 선선 토대 세계도 대한대에서 명함문에 가는 로도 뇽 받아. 대모도 건지해서 안도 세계 제라 대한대 그러면 명함대 말아. 셀 대하지 되는 셀 문제 대고 말아. 대로주 되지 아고야 저도 손을 갈라도 손은 거고야 돼. 얘네 이다. 야한테 누가 문제 많이 말해서 대 손은 거고. 대 손은 서서 러바 아고 대한테 그래서 누가 문제 받으라. 너 건지요는 서서 러바들 대한테 그러면 누가 대고 말아. 대대로 야고 싫어 누가 못했네. 그 밑도 대 못했는 만은 얘네 타마샤 저도 타마샤도 야 말을 됐다. 알처럼 만들어 되니 그걸로든 로돈이 야본도 와 서서 로바에 건 대한데 누가 문제 봐시 말이 대한데 누가 문제 진짜 대 돈이 야라 대한테 통해서 누가 거 통해서 로이 때문에 요건도 와 문이나 대제 대한테 누가 거 된게지는 로바야 쇼 되더라 이것이 좋아 쇼 되더라 선선 대비 대하체 되네. 근데 누가 봐 세다체 되겠나? 조소고이나 되도 맞세 조소 되세요. 정말도 손도 없어. 근데 나 대한테 누가 문제 많이 말해. 정말도 손은 손은 야고야. 나 대지 너 야고 너 야라야. 그 년년째 소송에는 지금 통고야. 이제 다 상태야.
So we talked about the happiness of the body, so which which means the looking after the good health of our bodies, and so the which I don't need to explain you much, but we you know better than myself, and but I know from from others that how for the health, like if people, we have to avoid like such a like addictions to like such like too much alcohols and too much like smokings, and so this even though I personally do not have experienced that, but I know from many of my friends of mine who had addicted to this, and then later on they when they pass like a 60 or 70s, then they're saying that why they have this problem, like a respiratory problem is because of this, over smoking, over drinking. So I heard, so it is very obvious, and even some of them even I knew because of that have passed away. So these are things that we need to remember for to looking after our health of the body, and then especially if you are young age, then I always says what's important is at that age is the education, and if you want to have a good life, live a good life, a good livelihood, then the way to find that, secure that is through the as much as possible to get a good education, a good future career, and this is the what will guarantee a good livelihood for oneself, and but then of course if we talk about the happiness of the mind, then we have to as I said before, what causes the disturbances and unhappiness in the mind is all the distracting thoughts and the mental afflictions, and so therefore we have to in order to bring about more the rest, more peace in our mind, and more joy in our mind. So we have to do we can engage. We should engage in meditation practice. So which is to training our mind to be to being freeing the mind from the force, from the influence of such a mental affliction. So that's why we meditate. So where we, instead of our mind the directed towards the various the thoughts and the various events which can arouse, which can brings about this mental affliction or disturbing thought. So we in the meditations, so we train the mind, we habituate our mind to sit in the objects which instead of stimulating such disturbing thought and such afflictive emotions, but it will enhance more peace and more the such happiness. So therefore we need to of course the engage in meditation, as much as possible to develop that habituation of our mind towards these virtuous thought, virtuous objects, such as if we could cultivate, habituate our mind to be more the kind towards others and being more caring towards others, but at the same time to trying to minimize the thought, any harmful or ill thought towards others, and because at the end all this holding harmful thought towards others, then at the end it not only you're causing harm to others, which there is no whatsoever. If you think about it, there is no reason. There's no point of causing harm to others, and also at the end, this is also the bringing results in suffering upon oneself. So therefore, as the great Indian master Lakshmi Shantideva was saying that how all sentient beings, we should reflect on the fact and reflect and also develop this awareness of that, how all sentient beings are same in terms of wanting happiness and not wanting sufferings. And so we're trying to think when we think of ourselves, this is very true, that we always look for happiness and we do not want any problem, any sufferings. And so, likewise, we should have the same recognition and understanding of the other people, and which also include, even if you are living with someone, if you have one friend, or if you're living with someone, you also think that also wishes for happiness but not wanting suffering. So if you have this awareness of this, they do not want what they want is happiness. What they do not want, but they do not want sufferings. And then with that awareness, it would be we'll be able to. It will help us to prevent causing harm to others. Causing harm to even to our own loved ones. And so therefore, rather, if we have this such understanding, we will be motivated to rather to give happiness, to give happiness, do something to bring about happiness to others, just because this is something you want, and then conversely is then trying to help other in to the freeing or relieving from their problem, their sufferings, and so how if we apply this kind of practice, then we can see it has a great potentials to bring about the happiness and for oneself and for others. I've also encouraged that that everyone to utilize that your own intelligent the mind, your own sense of the discrimination, sense of discriminations as much as possible. It doesn't matter whatever you are doing, whether it's something like a spiritual practice or some just a mundane or worldly goal, worldly activities. So you should. The best is to apply your own wisdom, your own discriminating wisdoms to see whether it is worthwhile of doing it or not. And then if you can say that if your own discriminating wisdom, knowledge, we say that it is worthwhile, then you should go after that, and it should benefit, and so now of course we need to consider whether something is worthwhile of doing or not. We need to consider look into the outcome, the result of that, whether it will bring a good result or not. And the good result is the result is something which will be satisfied, bring satisfaction to ourselves, to our life, which means to something that, in a sense, something that you wanted to achieve. So that's a good. Whereas a bad result is something which you do not want. So therefore, it is when you think about that, when we utilize our own discriminating wisdom, then there is no doubt that, especially if you are a young age, then you can see that how important is the educations for your life. If you want to live a good life, then how important is the education, and what you can see the benefit of this education, and then therefore having seen the benefit, having seen the value, then you can when you begin your education, then you put more enthusiasm and more effort into it also.
소소 된다. 이 돈이 미 된다. 대행시야. 현실에 현실에서 되대. 나 현실에서 나 현실에서 현실에 제대 되는 시스템이 현실에서는 다 되는 이마 동안 되네. 알아라. 하슈 연애 된 제가 알아야 아 선토에서 먼저 연하면 먼저 좋아해. 현대 선만에 계속 뭐 시험을 yes, yeah, ah, yeah, yeah, do I say? Yeah, do I say? Yeah, do I sense that? Take it, you must share it. And then a lie, robots almost dead. So, young my it is a sort of robot on his cover. The thing on son, yeah. 소소 영화에서 로바정의 조직가 근데가 그러면데 안들 자치잖아. 대자 행보를 해야 돼. 다 대자디가 다 아까지 제가 다 영화에 대해서 조정계가 로바저 된게다. 서래서 저거 주나? 소소는 정말 이제 그 대해서 로해요. 얘다 아니야. 소소 정말 이제 매기죠. 제가 말이야. 손은 되네 또 나요. 로지라야나 예기라야나 정말 이제 다좀 개정을 해봐서 어떻게 싫어요. 다
So our topic is on the sevenfold, cause and effect, the instructions to generate bodhicittas, which is altruistic mind of enlightenment. So, in one line, so if what is bodhicitta, what is bodhicitta or this body mind is a mind which mental attitudes which is only thinking of the helping or benefiting others, only thinking of, and the someone who have cultivated or who possess this mind, this bodhi mind or this bodhicitta mind, then can even, because of this mind, so they can even to for the sake of others, to benefit other beings, they can even give, forsake their own life, and so therefore this someone who has a bodhicitta mind, so we technically we call it bodhisattvas, so they engage in all the engage in their practice, main practice, which is called a sixth perfection, such as the perfection of giving and so forth. So all these deeds that they engage in, all these are for completely for benefiting other sentient beings. So now therefore when we think of why this cultivating such this mind of benefiting or helping other beings is important. So is we got to understand that it is not only important for benefiting others, per se, but also it's important for benefiting ourselves. If we think of ourselves in our own life situation, and then let's say, imagine if you end up in a situation where you become very despair, very destitute, and they're really you become helpless. You really need some help. So at that time, if you ask yourself, if you think of yourself, do you need someone to come and help you? Then of course you are desperate. You're looking for help, and then in such time, if someone comes and helps you, and then who is that person who come and help you? And then this usually is someone who cares about you, your well-being, who have feelings towards you, and so in our daily life, in world life, in practical life, so normally these are the people who you have benefited in the past, and you have shown that person a love, which is to done. You have shared your life, your joy, your happiness with that person, and you have helped that person to overcome a lot of their difficulties. Given your hand to those persons. So therefore, when as we were saying before, how we when we talk about if you ask ourselves who is the best friend, and then the best friend is someone who satisfies, who meets your needs, and your need is what you wish. This is the same thing. What you wish their happiness, but what you do not want is a suffering. And so therefore, if there's someone there who calls you to give the happiness that you want, and who is there at the time to help you when you are in undergoing hardship, so that is the best friend, and so therefore this is the if you have if one has have expressed such a true love and compassion towards the people who are you sharing your life with, or towards the others, and then naturally they would see you, they will recognize you as the most the closest friend and the closest companions, and so therefore just going back to the question, actually where if in our life, if we are faced in a situation where we are in need, when we are helpless, then as I said before, who will come to help us is then people who who consider you as a intimate friend or something you are close to you, and so therefore we can see here how when we talk about cultivating a love and compassion to others, so it is not just about benefiting others, but in fact that is also is a source of a true source of the happiness for oneself. Okay. Yeah. So we have passed the time, but maybe perhaps if we can do a few minutes of meditations, and so I will leave up to the individual to decide what you want to do meditate. Yeah. So we will start the meditations. Thank you. No. It's now maybe dinner time.
Yes, dinner. Yes.
We have something here.
Take us a few minutes to heat up some lovely soup and some cakes and things. So please hang about if you can.
사우소 요새. 그라 사우소 요새. 예. Yeah. So we wait while we wait for the dinner to heat up. So please, just mingle among yourselves and talk. And sometimes that is also a very good way of learning from each other and helping each other, and maybe learn. It will be also very beneficial. Socializing with others. Yeah. Shere Zewa Tenzin Jazoye Shabe Side Manu Tenjuro
Once in English. In the land
Who bites our mountains, you are the source of all happiness and good. All powerful, generous, intense, and Gatso, please remain until cyclic existence is ended.
Just a couple of informal but important announcements. There's a toilet out through that door, and I think too if you go outside to the end of the building there's a few more toilets. And behind Damien, who's the gentleman in the grey hoodie, there's a few precious last books that Geshe Doga's teachings in Warrnambool. If you don't have one, you're very, very welcome to have one. That's it.
그래서 대디 리메이크 밀을 제거도 나 그거 나 엄마듯이
Will you call it? Where's
Such a great name. Such a great name.
Will you call?
No, not for me.
Windows.
I'll take that cushion actually.
Oh, maybe it's too high. Go there. That's what I'm
Yes.
Green vegetable soup, red lettuce and tomato. Which one? Vegetable. Alright. Yeah. Green vegetable, Mary. Which soup would you like?
Suits some of you would like.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Tomorrow we will see the view of the city. No, the
Yes,
I don't know whether you've got time in the morning to do I meditate on the way up.
If you know deserve, should we stay down or doesn't stay down? School up there.
Whatever you can have whatever you want. You want to know, like travel.
Are you worried that you do something?
Although I enjoy it, I do, and I'm not but I can stay, yeah, and I maybe also saw a cat day as well, When the sun's out,
Too much, it's too big, isn't Did you think it was okay here? Yeah, I think it's safe. We should have shut the
Nearly 1,000. Not far. Chico Massimo Any Tibetan here now? You want? Not really.
I know. Here, I think he was
How many people here? Population?
35.
Huh? 35. 1,000, 1,000. 35,000. Wow, that's a lot.
Well, at quarter
The only one I raised here was with the family in my house, and now people have moved into
and I think a lot of people moved here from COVID as well, after COVID. What was very hard. Like the next little town.
The local people want to see more people coming in, or they're not happy? What was their?
I don't know. I mean, I would do that. And I think the older people probably not like it. It's a bit conservative that way. It's very conservative there. It is conservative. Yeah.
When I first came to Warrnambool, many years ago, I thought the ocean where I scared me a little bit. Coming from the ocean, when I come I was conscious in the beginning of I was too focused on
이게 고른 시대에서는 더 되는데
그대로